Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of this connection, so we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, really looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I do have a different tarot deck for each side of this connection that we'll be using as well. And then I have the advice deck that I'll be pulling from in the extended already shuffled too. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They will not resonate for everyone, and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. And again, cross watchers, it can be vice versa. Again, take it as it resonates, leave what doesn't. All right. On your side of this connection, Sagittarius, you have destined soul ties with the Three of Swords in reverse. You and this person were destined to meet. And the soul tie that is existing in this connection was destined to happen. Hence, destined soul ties. But then you have the Three of Swords in reverse. The healing that is taking place because of this connection is the purpose behind this connection. So I'm not sure if this connection has created space for, like, a safe space for healing within it, or if because of this connection you've had to do a lot of healing, and that was kind of the purpose. I'm not quite sure, though I feel like I'm leaning toward the latter, because you have pride keeps us apart with the Nine of Cups. So it's interesting because I do feel like this person looks at you as if you could potentially be their emotional wish fulfillment. Could potentially be, what it is that they desire in love or in relationships. But then they have this, they're allowing their ego to get in the way. And remember, ego doesn't always present itself in the form of narcissism or, an overinflated sense of self. It also can look like not feeling good enough for love and pushing people away that aren't, that are trying to love them, because your ego is a fear-based protection mechanism, and sometimes it will be fearful of things that are good for you too. And so this person, I feel like, is dealing with a lot internally that is affecting this connection quite a bit. But their pride and their ego has been a really big factor in this. Now, in between this connection it is for the higher good with the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now, this is interesting because I do feel like there is a higher purpose for this connection. But on top of that, you have this Eight of Swords in reverse. And the other card that came out with this was the Six of Cups. I actually meant to take both. I don't know why I didn't. But the Eight of Swords in reverse to me is releasing yourself from limiting beliefs, or freeing yourself from karmic cycles, or from karmic experiences, or from painful situations. And so this, I feel like, kind of ties into the healing, where there's a deeper purpose for this connection, and the triggering and the pain that has happened in this connection has been for a higher purpose, one that you might know or one that you might be unaware of. And I feel like we'll uncover a lot more in this reading. So, Sagittarius, let's start on your side of this connection. All right. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection, clarifying destined soul ties. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Sagittarius' side of this connection, destined soul ties. You also have that Three of Swords in reverse too. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection. There's the healing. The Star and the Knight of Swords. They're running from this connection is triggering your healing. By them running, because there's obviously a reason that they're pushing this connection away. And that is in turn sparking healing in you because it's triggering you. I mean, it's triggering deeper wounds that are being brought to the surface here. And that might actually be why, because the destined soul tie implies that it's very difficult for you to be apart from this person. It sparks a lot of anxiety within you potentially, and that distance between these two, between you and this person, is very triggering. And I feel as if that is very intentional for your healing journey. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection. Now, whether or not you're doing the healing, that's different. But there's something more going on here. So Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Because there's a karmic cycle. There's a karmic cycle that keeps manifesting in this connection. Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the Magician. A karmic cycle that keeps manifesting in this connection. Because I don't feel like you're treated all that well here with the King of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse can also be an energy of like emotional manipulation, gaslighting, like it can be a very not so good treatment kind of energy. And some sort of karmic cycle that is manifesting in this connection is also directly tied with some really deep healing that is needing to be done. Now, that is typically the case, but that's what these messages are saying, which is why you have it as for the higher good. What's happening in this connection right now, in this moment, is for your higher good. Now, it might not feel like that. You might want to slap me for saying that because it is painful. But I do really feel like there's a lot more going on here than you might think. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of this connection. See, because you're needing to see the truth here. The Judgment with the Page of Wands. The truth lies in inner child energy. Because this connection's been freaking painful for you, Sagittarius. I mean, I see the Ten of Swords. We already saw the Three of Swords. So there's that Eight of Swords. And then you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So you saw a lot of potential. See a lot of potential in this connection. I feel like that also is what keeps you hanging on. Is, you know, for the longest time you saw what this connection, or you see what this connection could be. And you also maybe even know why they're pulling away or not fully committing to this. But there's more at play on your side of this, which with the Judgment and the Page of Wands. The truth is in the inner child energy. Can I get more on this Judgment and Page of Wands? More on this Judgment and Page of Wands. I might not be able to clarify this. More on this Judgment and Page of Wands. Okay, so there's the cycle. And the cycle is taking on the burdens of other people. Taking on this person's burdens. So there's obviously reasons why they're running. They have their own internal battle going on, and you're taking that on within yourself. But this is a cycle that is repeated or even started when you were a kid. We're really just diving into this energy. Like, there is no surface level energy coming through. It is all like straight to the point. So there's some inner child stuff. I'm going to actually pull the Judgment just in case that Page of Wands wants to come out again. This is Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Ooh. Sagittarius' side of this connection. One more. This is for Sagittarius' side of the connection, please. This connection, it sparks a lot of fear for you. I feel like the feeling of like not having this person brings up a lot of fear. The feeling of them never healing brings up a lot of fear. Like you have a lot riding on this person's movements, choices, and decisions. Because then you have this Five of Swords. That Five of Swords is giving me a weird vibe. Let me get more on this Five of Swords. Clarifying this Five of Swords. Four of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So you're pretty used to not having what it is that you want and desire in love. And I feel like this person came around and showed you a lot of potential in terms of becoming what it is that you want and desire in love. And since you would never experienced what it is that you truly desire and love for the long term, the fear of not having this person, or them not coming back, or of them not loving you the way that you deserve, basically the fear of them not showing up in this connection in the way that you need and deserve, is your fear of never having what it is that you need and desire in love coming up through the lens of this connection. And then that opens like a whole nother door. Because why do you feel like you're never going to have what it is that you need and desire in love? Do you believe that you're not deserving? Do you believe that you're not worthy? Do you believe that you're not good enough, attractive enough, intelligent enough? You know, what limiting beliefs? Yeah, there's the Eight of Swords in reverse. What limiting beliefs do you have about love that are being impacted, are being brought to the surface essentially through the way that this connection is unfolding and has unfolded? This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. So you do. You have a lot of love for this person here. Okay. Hangman and the Ten of Cups in reverse. But the universe is asking you to surrender over your expectations, because I feel like this person hasn't reached the expectations that you have or desire in this connection. Now, I feel like this is where I typically like to mention to make sure that you are not loving this person more than you are loving yourself. It's really easy to see that other people are deserving of love regardless of their flaws and their insecurities and, you know, the things that they have going against them. It's not so easy to see that you're just as deserving of love regardless of your flaws and insecurities. And I just feel like this Two of Cups that you have, like, that is showing up, this love that you have for this person, I feel like it's very strong and it's very powerful. And it might have the tendency, you might risk letting that blind you from how this connection is really affecting you or has really affected you to this point. Essentially, the love that you have for this person might be overpowering you seeing the cycle and the pattern, the karmic cycle and pattern that is existing in this connection. Sagittarius' side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection. One more. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Queen of Cups and Ten of Wands. Okay, that makes sense. And then there's that Five of Swords. Okay. You're a very nurturing, loving, kind, compassionate person. That's very obvious from the energy that's coming through. And I feel like there's a part of you, Sagittarius, that kind of wants to take care of this person. And that's okay, of course. Wanting to take care of other people is a fantastic, wonderful quality to have. But you have to make sure that you are still taking care of yourself too. You have to be your priority. We can only love and show up for other people to the extent that we are doing that for ourselves first. Otherwise, your cup is going to run dry and you're not going to be able to show up for them, and then you'll be completely drained as well. So if this person isn't reciprocating that energy, then you have to be honest with yourself about whether or not this connection is serving you at this time in your life. Now, that might bring up a lot of fear, even just hearing that, right? Because of the soul tie that exists. And I recognize that. But remember, the point of this connection is to help you heal and release yourself from limiting beliefs that you have around love. Limiting beliefs such as the fact that you do have to sacrifice your own needs and desires in order to make a relationship work, or the fact that you do have to take care of someone else and sacrifice taking care of yourself in order to have the love that you desire, or even maybe an obligation, a sense of obligation of feeling like you have to take care of this person and leave yourself on the back burner. Because I feel like you've taken on this person's like I said, like burdens. You've taken this on as your own. Taken on their burdens as your own. And that is affecting you in a lot more ways than you might realize, because that is not sustainable. You will not be able to sustain that energy for very long. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see what they're dealing with. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. You have pride keeps us apart. And what was it with the Nine of Cups? Is this person's energy towards Sagittarius? This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. This person's energy toward Sagittarius, please. What does Sagittarius need to know about this person's energy? I get the feeling that this person isn't being very honest with you. Three of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. And that's because they're not being very honest with themselves. Then you have the Moon and the Nine of Swords. Okay. Things fell apart in this connection because their priorities, things either fell apart or aren't coming together in this connection because their priorities are not aligned with what's good for them. And I don't feel like they're being very honest with themselves about that. So for instance, they're not prioritizing their emotional world, they're prioritizing their material world, meaning instead of prioritizing things that make them feel good and make them feel loved, they're prioritizing external endeavors such as like wealth or success, or I don't know, it could be anything. That's just an example. I'm not saying that's necessarily what's happening, but their priorities aren't in alignment with what they desired, because what they desire, they obviously with the Nine of Cups have like some part of them desires this connection to work, but then they have this Moon and the Nine of Swords. They have so much fear and insecurity surrounding actually being vulnerable and opening up and doing what it requires, what's required of them in order to make a connection last, that I feel like they keep you in this connection at a distance because they'd rather allow their fear to control them than actually face the parts of themselves that they're running from. So, right off the bat, this person's got a lot going on. They've got a lot going on. All right, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. Okay, yeah. Moon, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Wands in reverse. They are a pretty they're a self-sabotager. I feel like they sabotage, like I just kind of mentioned, things that are good for them. This energy that they're in does not provide them with a stable foundation to build on. I actually don't feel like they're really in all that great of a place right now. With the Four of Wands in reverse, maybe it looks like it on the outside, but I feel like this can kind of be more mentally unstable. I'm not saying this person's like crazy or like mentally unstable, but like they're just not in a good stable place. And so because of that, they're sabotaging this connection, and that might make you go, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for this person. I have so much empathy for them." And you should. We should always give love freely to everyone who needs it. But that doesn't mean that you have to continue to invest and give parts of yourself to this person while they're dealing with their own stuff. There is a difference between providing a safe space to allow and encourage somebody to heal and taking on their healing journey as your own and saying, if you don't heal, I will be unhappy. Because that then puts the burden of their healing onto you. Creating a safe space for someone and saying, I love you and I want you to heal because I care about you, but if you don't heal, I'm going to be okay. That's different than their healing journey being directly impactful on you. Now, of course, it is because you have a connection with them. But that's where all the karmic cycles and the soul tie stuff that I was kind of talking about really comes into play. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. One more. This person's energy toward Sagittarius. This person is not in a good space mentally. It doesn't feel like. And it also feels like they're too burnt out right now to do what they need to do in order to align with their higher good. Like it feels like this person is pretty deep in survival mode, like just trying to keep their head above water. Now, I feel like that's directly affecting you. But that's also kind of on them. Well, it's not on you at all, but it's on them because I don't feel like they're doing a whole lot to help themselves out. In fact, I feel like this might be the energy of someone who sabotages things and then plays the victim. Like sabotages situations and then is like shocked by the outcome. Lack of self-awareness is what that is. I feel like this person severely lacks self-awareness. Um, I don't know, it just feels very I don't know. I don't know the right word for it without sounding kind of mean. Like it just feels a little bit like they're, and if you're a cross watcher, don't want to take this the wrong way because I'm trying to say this in a kind way. Now maybe let me say it and then I'll expand on it. But self-absorbed. Like they're really stuck in their own bubble and how everything is impacting them, but not really being all that honest with themselves about how their actions are affecting other people. And hurt people, right? And they're probably really deep in that survival mode. And I'm not saying that they're like doing that intentionally. It just feels like they're so engulfed in their own stuff that they're allowing their own stuff to affect how they treat other people. And and furthermore, I don't feel like they're fully aware of the impact that they're having negatively on the people around them because of that. Okay, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. I mean, this person isn't making any progress. Chariot in reverse and the Death in reverse. They're not making changes. They're not making any progress. They might be telling you that they are. And that's where that King of Cups in reverse energy is kind of coming from, is they're like, oh, I'll change or I'll do this, that, and the other thing, like telling you what you want to hear to keep you connected to them. But it doesn't look like they're making any changes. And with the Justice in reverse, I think they're fully aware that they're not treating you well here, actually. Well, I don't know. That's not for everyone. There are some people out there who are dealing with someone who is just like blissfully unaware of their actions. Um, but there might be some people out there who are aware. I guess that just kind of depends. It feels like lack of self-awareness. But self-awareness has so many different levels, right? Okay, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. Yeah, see, they're not listening to their intuition on how to move forward either. So they're not making the changes to move forward. And that's kind of what I feel like. It's like they're frustrated that they haven't or don't have what they feel like they want and love. and maybe they blame a lot of other people, or it's always everyone else's fault, or whatever. It just kind of feels like they're not taking accountability. And maybe making a lot of excuses for why they can't be what it is that you deserve, instead of becoming what it is that you deserve, which is someone is either going to step up and do what it takes, or allow the reasons why they can't commit and they're afraid to commit and they don't know how to be vulnerable, allow those to push away the people that care about them the most. And I feel like that's the route that this person is choosing. I mean, you have pride keeps us apart, right? So I just feel like they're a little bit prideful in terms of taking a look at their own stuff and healing that stuff in order to be what they need to be in this connection. Not just for you, but for themselves too. Right? This person's energy towards Sagittarius. And I feel like that's why that Queen of Cups came up, is because you're so empathetic and understanding and loving towards this person. And I feel like it's a lot of like, oh, I'm so sorry you're dealing with that, or I completely understand why they act the way they do, or they've had a really bad past, or this, that, and the other thing. It's almost like you're justifying their treatment of you because you care and love about them so much. But then you're getting treated poorly, which means that you are then loving them more than you love yourself. And again, that's not a sustainable energy. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. These are both in reverse. Fool in reverse, Sun in reverse. Yeah, okay. They're letting their ego keep them from a new beginning. Keep them from not just a new beginning with you, because I feel like this person needs to make some changes in a lot of areas of their life, but just like a new beginning in general. This person is very ran by their pride and their ego. And so that's why you have to be careful, because sometimes, like, because I do feel like this person wants the potential that this connection has too. But I feel like, and that's why sometimes it might feel like, oh, they really care about me and they really love me, and they show you these glimpses of like what this could be if they heal, because there are certain moments where they'll drop their guard and they'll be honest and they'll be open and they'll be seemingly vulnerable, but then majority of the time they're in this energy. They're allowing their ego to be the sole contributor to the connection, and that's where I feel like the trouble arises. So, interesting reading. And between this connection, you have the Eight of Swords in reverse with it is for the higher good. We're going to take a look at the truth of this connection. I'm going to pull 9 different messages to clarify. I have an advice card to pull at the end. Again, this middle section is looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Sagittarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.